So my name is Vasya.
And I'm UMEK. Hello, good evening.
And this is our office in the background. It's completely empty because we have been working from home for a year now. So yeah, this time of year, last year, we were all watching Tiger King, and now we're watching vibrate webinars.
Tiger King.
Much less tigers and no Carol Bassett. Okay, so we will try to keep this short and sweet so we can save a lot of time for Q&A at the end. In case you have any questions, please make sure to write them in the Q&A section, not in the chat, because there's a lot of people joining us today and it's impossible for us to filter out questions out of the entire chat. So we're just gonna go through questions in the Q&A section. Today we have a very special gift for you. I'll just show it right now. So this is the discount code for 30% off, so UMEK 30. But make sure if you wanna use it, it's only gonna be active until today midnight. So you only have a couple of hours. So if you like what you see, go to Vibrate, sign up with this code UMEK 30, and you're gonna get 30% off. Pro tip: if you take the annual package, you get 30% off the entire year. But if you take a monthly package, it's only it only applies to the first month. So first, let me start with a little bit about Vibrate. So we're a music analytics company from Ljubljana, Slovenia. We've been around for a couple of years, and this is actually our third edition of the platform. And this is the one that we're really satisfied with, and I'm really excited to present it to you. We're a company, we're a team of 45 employees here in Ljubljana, Slovenia. Plus we have an additional 100 database curators from across the world. And
not Corona.
I just wanted to ask you.
I've done five tests negative.
Okay, then we're good.
Just a simple cold.
Where were I?
45,
45 employees, and we analyze online popularity for almost 500,000 musicians. We have 150,000 venues in our database, 5,000 festivals, 50,000 electronic music labels. We analyze about 1 billion data points from streaming sites and social media. Plus, we also analyze events and Beatport, because this is the topic of today's lesson. So I will start with just presenting the service with a focus on Bitport, and then UMEK will take over and he will tell you how he uses data when he's deciding who to sign to his label, or how he's checking out artists or different other labels. But of course, music is always one.
Yeah, so basically the first thing is you have to do good music, and no data is going to help you if you don't have a nice product. That means good music. That's the first rule. And then you can obviously go forward and do an extra mile with the data that we actually provide.
Yeah, data definitely helps you to decide if you're a label A&R or if you're a promoter. Just last week, I was talking to one of the biggest electronic festival promoters from the US, and they said that they have first they pick a lot of artists, and then they decide who to book based on the music that they like, and then they go and just check a couple of simple metrics from their socials and streaming sites. So it definitely influences the decisions of music stakeholders. But of course, you have to produce good music, and then you have to take care of the content, because sometimes we even have artists who don't even publish their own release.
Yeah, it's so funny, because when we schedule the release and it's a full-on promotion, and you expect that the artist will promote that release, and let me tell you, not everyone does that. And then I got a call. I always get a call from Mina, and she's our a label manager, and she says like, Urosh, don't sign this artist anymore. He doesn't do anything. So basically, sometimes we know that artist maybe doesn't have a reach that he would love and we would love, but we want to see the effort. You know, it's his release, and he should support it. You know, and we want to see that. That's one thing that it's super important. It's the effort. You know, obviously we're starting from zero. Everyone starts from zero, but we want to see the effort. You know, push it, push your release. It's your release.
Okay. So now I'll just go ahead and share the screen. One more important thing before I start sharing. So out of everyone, of all users who will enter our free trial account, so we have a 15-day free trial account, no strings attached, and you can cancel anytime within the 15-day period, and it's free. So you can see everything that I'll show you today completely free of charge for 15 days. And out of everyone who's going to register a free trial account, we're going to pick one lucky winner who's going to win a masterclass with him, a music production masterclass.
1 hour, one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one. So make sure to sign up. It costs you nothing. And of course, you're going to get access to our beautiful service. So how to sign up? You can go to vibrate.com/pricing. We have those plans here. So I would suggest going with the premium plan. Again, if you use the UMEK 30 discount code, you get 30% additional discount. Plus, if you take an annual account, you get 2 months for free. So after you put together all the discounts, it's basically a Netflix subscription. Then you have to register an account, enter your credit card details, and you're off. So you start your journey here. So we're going to start with artist charts. So we rank artists to their Vibrate popularity, and those are all the metrics you can use to rank artists. But today we're here because of Bitport. We also have Spotify, but we're gonna focus on this. So this is the Beatport chart. Artists are ranked by, this is the default ranking Beatport score, and you can also rank them by any of those metrics here. And then if you want to go deeper, you can select the country to get a country chart, or you can go and say, okay, let's see techno peak driving. So those are all Beatport's genres. And
voila.
Yeah, you're on the top of the chart.
Yeah, I was working for this. We were working for this for such a long time. It doesn't happen overnight. Let me tell you that.
Yeah, but it's one of the positive things of the lockdown is that you had more studio available.
I mean, I'm always making music. You know, I always take time for music. But I'm surprised how many other artists didn't take time in Corona to make new music, and I'm kind of surprised. But at the same time, I kind of feel them. You know, a lot of people are a little bit depressed without gigs and everything, and they don't see a point in actually releasing the tracks right now. And let me tell you, yeah, the sales are not as good as a year ago or 2 years ago. So a lot of them don't see a point in doing that. But me personally, I kind of think that I am again a little bit helping. You know. Struggles with the Corona struggle to make people happy, you know, with my music, and I hope this is gonna pay off later on, you know, when the season of DJing starts again, and I'm gonna get booked very soon.
Yeah, you're gonna have a head start. Hopefully.
I hope so.
So back to the chart. You can have a slight preview of some of the KPIs here, but if you want to check more, you click on the name, and so this is UMEK's Beatport dashboard. This is this overall summary of Beatport performance in general, and we compare this with artists who are nearby. So it would be impossible for us to do the same comparison on all artists that we analyze, because top 100 would all have this in green and everyone else would be way in the red. So we compare similar artists between themselves. So we put artists in the clusters. So this is the current status of UMEK tracks on Beatport, and we separately look into genre charts. So this is all chart analytics. We don't have any sales analytics because this is something that usually stores aren't very comfortable about giving away. Also artists and labels, so it's completely normal. So this is chart analysis, and this is the genre chart, and this is the overall chart. So right now you have 2 tracks on the genre chart and 1 track on the overall chart. If you like it, you can take a listen here, and if you like it, you can just simply click buy. It's going to redirect it to Bitport, and you can simply buy it there. And then this is your favorite section, right?
Mm-hmm.
And this is, everybody likes this because it's so simple, and for a label it makes a difference, because this is the analysis of the ratio between released tracks and tracks that got on charts. So in UMEK's case, 2/3 of tracks, over 2/3 of tracks got in charts, so 74%. Right? Anyway, it's late in the evening. And then you have, so this is the persistency. So how long the tracks were on charts. If you hover through the charts, you get actual numbers. So the dark green is the overall chart, and the light green is the genre chart. And this is the percentage. This is
the one that I really like.
This is the share of the tracks who got listed on charts.
Yeah.
So the light green is all tracks released in this year, and the dark green is the number of tracks that were charted. And in this case, this is a weird situation, because in 2020 you had more tracks on charts than you actually released. This is because it was dragging from 2019.
As well, 2021.
Yeah, 2021 is even better.
So basically, how I see this chart is, for me, it's really important. When I'm checking the artists that I'm going to release on 1605, okay, again, music first, all the other stuff, which is really important. But then, like, I want to back up this, that I'm 100% sure that I'm doing a good job. So in this case, I would love to see a nice ratio, probably like mine, like last 2 years, so that you have more tracks on the charts than you released it. It's like, then, I mean, obviously I want to have an artist which is productive as well. So the best would be making a lot of music and having even more tracks on the chart. That would be perfect ratio. But again, if I see an artist which has a decent ratio between these two things, that I know that he's releasing quality releases. It doesn't really help if you have an artist which is going to release like 100 tracks per year, and then just 1 track is going to chart. It's so this comes really handy when I'm deciding about the quality of the music. And again, quality of the music is first chosen by me in my head, like what I think is the best. But then again, I want to see that I am right. I'm comparing results with sales with my taste, and then I have a nice ratio and what to do.
So basically, if we have 5 releases that you really like, then you're gonna go and check who's performing better on Beatport, who has more power on social networks to get better streams.
Yes, I would definitely. Okay, let's say if we have not 5 tracks, let's say if I have 5 similar artists, and then I like that. Yeah, then I have then I love all of them. But I would definitely give I would release first the artists which would have better charts on Vibrate. It's that simple. If I have to choose, I have 5 artists and I have 1 or 2 spots. Definitely, this would help me to decide.
Okay. So this is the Beatport performance chart. So we have 12 months, 3 years, and all time. And these icons here are releases that have performed exceptionally well. And if you click on the release, it's going to highlight. Here, and you can take a listen. The track overview is Here we're looking into the aggregated number of tracks. So how many number ones, how many tracks were charted in the top 10, top 100, and in the overall chart. And we do this for all time and for the last year, because this is actually what matters right now, because you want to book hot artists. You don't want to book someone who was hot 10 years ago. But it also helps to see. So if maybe you stumble upon a legend who's coming back, you never know. The signature Beatport tracks, those are the best performing tracks, but in terms of vibrate points. I'm gonna return a bit later to vibrate points because we have a detailed chart below, but those are actually the tracks artist is the most famous by in the recent time.
And you know what? I can, because I know all the numbers at the back, and I can tell you it's actually a really cool thing. It correlates with actual sales. These are actually the best selling tracks. It's not just the data. I can back it up with the numbers.
But the thing is that it's not
driven by the numbers.
It's not just charts.
Yeah.
It's a number of factors that influence how high a track ranks in vibrate points. And then we have the top tracks in detail, and those are not vibrate points. So this is just organic raw data on a chart. And if you click on a certain track, it's going to draw this track's chart. So the dark green is the movement of the track through the overall chart, and the light green is the movement to the genre chart. And so what are the things that you see here first?
So basically what I see is the entry point, how fast the artist comes to the charts. So that's usually in 99%, it's actually shows you how hot it is. You know, as soon as it comes to the charts, it means that he has a hype. And then obviously what I look is as well how fast it goes to the chart and how long it stays on the chart as well. It's really important because we all know about auto buys and stuff like that. So usually people who go and they do like auto buys in this and that way, they just come here inside quickly and they just crash down. So if you're a person who enjoys that, you know, you can actually kind of be a detective and see the charts, and that is actually as well a big point, not a crucial point, but it's really important for me when I'm deciding an artist as well. I will give a new artist a chance, but I want to see a cool chart. I just don't want to see like crazy peaks and then just crashing down. That can gives you several alerts to it. You know, maybe obviously it can be auto buys or it can be the artist is not that established yet, but it gives you alerts as well. And I look at that. You know, I see how fast it comes to the chart, how long does it stay there, the positions, and how fast does it fall. And then for me personally, that's really important as well.
And that in the end of the day, this generates more and more sales.
It
boils down to
I mean,
how much you sell.
Again, we would love to be romantic and we would say, yeah, music is super important and it's the only thing that is important, and it is. But on the end, we are actually a label which is actually selling the music. And I would love to see for us, for myself, for the artist to belong on the chart so he can actually earn money from it and he can make a living from it. So he can be a professional producer or a DJ. That really helps. So yeah, I love to see a quick jump and stay there for a long time.
Okay. And then it's a pretty similar thing that we're just looking at, but the difference is that here we are looking into vibrate points. So it's not just raw data, it's a bit processed data. So besides the movement through charts, we're also looking into the strength and the overall strength of the artist, and the strength of the label. So the bigger the label, more vibrate points do you get. And a couple of different factors. So this is maybe a bit more normalized, and this is the base for calculating the signature tracks up here that I mentioned before. So again, if you click here, you can take a quick listen, you can buy it, or you can check how it was performing. It has been performing in terms of vibrate points. And then the genre distribution of Beatport. So usually you know what kind of music
Usually.
an artist is releasing right now. But this also looks back in history, so you can see how the artist has been evolving in terms of the creative style through the years.
Yeah. Like I will jump in, especially because you have an artist which they actually switch their style, like let's say a year or two, and then you don't know that they were probably doing stuff on their on a different style, you know, and then this is a nice presentation to see how focused they are on a certain thing. It doesn't really change anything, you know. Just want to see where they're coming from, you know. I'd like to see their background, and this charts gives me that, you know. I can see where they're coming from.
Okay. And speaking of where they're coming from, artist collaborations, this is also important. So who the artist has been collaborating with and which labels the artist has been releasing on. And those, so you collaborated with almost 150 different artists.
Crazy.
Yeah, it's a crazy number.
Yeah, the remixes and all this stuff, it goes into data, you know. Like I wouldn't, like if you would ask me, I would say maybe 15, 20, you know, and then like, wow.
Yeah, so how many labels?
Oh my God.
123. And we then rank charts based on Beatport rank. You can also sort them by collaboration. So let's see.
With Mike,
is your
with Tommy, yeah, it's actually cool.
biggest partner.
Yeah.
And the latest collaboration, Union Jack. So this is the default.
That's a remix that I've done for Union Jack. Actually, like
And if you hover through to this icon,
you can see
the last release. And if you click on the name here, it's going to take you to this artist's Vibrate profile. And then finally, labels. So again, you can rank them by the number of releases, by the number of number ones. 1605 wins all the way. Top 10 and top 100 tracks. So yeah, this is it. This is the Beatport profile for the artist. And so maybe you know that this section here. So this is some basic data for the artist. And this here is a very special feature that we only have active in your profile. So this is a booking request. In case someone wants to book you, they can click here. It's gonna open a window. You type in the venue, the date, and then you type in the message, and it's like Airbnb for musicians. But this is something that we're testing out. This is just an MVP. You cannot activate it on your Vibrate profile if you're an artist, but hopefully soon you'll be able to. By the way, for all artists who join us today, if you haven't already, do claim your profile. So you're probably already in Vibrate. It's a crowdsourced database, so fans are adding new profiles. But in case you're not in, you can add yourself. But in case you find your profile, you can register a Vibrate account. You can register a free account, so you don't have to press anything. And you can claim.
Don't be an asshole, do that.
Anyways, now let's move on to another Beatport feature that we have, labels. So it's going to be pretty short because it's pretty much the same thing as with artists, but it's aggregated. So we're looking into every artist who has been releasing into this label, aggregated sales data, charting data for the label. And you can again rank the labels by the genres. So let's look for 1605. By the way, if you know who you're looking for, you can type in the name and it's gonna take you to that labels profile. But let's filter them with techno peak driving, and we're number 3, bronze medal. So this is 1605's Beatport profile, which is also pretty good because of your releases mostly in
the other artists participate as well.
They are, but mostly it's your tracks. And yeah, so you see the same track for now. Yeah, you see the same tracks here. So in case, if let's check drum code. See, so a lot of releases. So those are different artists that have released on drum code, and this is the current status of drum codes releases on Beatport. And again, then you have signature art. You don't have signature tracks here, but you have signature artists. Usually the label boss is number 1. So again, completely same metrics. So I'll just go quickly.
Crazy metrics with Bromco. Check it out.
Yeah, it's crazy. But this is a nice. So if you get pitched by a label and you, let's say, decide to give away your release, you're probably going to check the label's profile, and this is probably the same things that you're checking as
yes, exactly the same.
Like
so if you don't know what label is doing, this is the place to go and check and see how they do. And you see the ratio of drum coat is just unbelievable. Except 1 year, except 1 year, which is again super cool, but like they have more tracks on the chart that they released, so it's absolutely crazy, you know.
Yeah, but this is because it's a mutual effort. So it's not only artist who has to take care of pushing the word out. It's also the label's strength. So if you're a smaller artist and you get a release on a famous label, then the labels are going to take you basically to the chart and sell more of your tracks, which is then going to influence your profile. So your profile is going to be better because you released on a huge label. It goes on both sides.
Yep,
if a small label scores a big artist, then this artist data is going to influence the label. So this is how everything spins here. So besides that, you can, if you're interested into any kind of into different metrics, you can also check Spotify. We won't go through this. This is a topic of a previous webinar, but we'll make sure to do it again. So you have Spotify charts, Spotify dashboards, and you have then you have social media metrics. So just go real quick. And we have social media metrics, streaming site metrics. So, and this is, so the analytics part is the biggest dashboard. And then we have the specialized dashboard, dedicated dashboard for Spotify and Beatport. Plus we have a dedicated dashboard also for audience, because we think this is also important to see where the fans are coming from. Maybe just a short remark. So this is, if you know where your fans are coming from based on data that we get from Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and Spotify. So when you put out a release, it would cost a fortune to advertise it across the entire world. And here you see the hotspots, and you can focus your advertising budget to catch the audience that is already loyal to you. So for a label or for an artist, this is really valuable data. So this is it, and now we're gonna go to the Q&A section. I see 11 questions. Once again, UMEK 30. This is the 30% discount code, valid until midnight. So you only have 5 hours to go. Midnight Central European time, to be exact. Okay. Now let's go. Camilo's asking, UMEK, have you always been driven by data when making decisions on your career? Not only making good music, of course, but have you always taken strategical decisions based on data, or have you had a normal stage of your career before you had so much insights at hand?
Yeah, so basically it's we obviously not, because data was not around such a long time. So I remember because basically the Vibrate office is still doing my management, and it was even more connected to my career when there was no Vibrate. But there was always this question, what we can do, and this is where the idea came from. What we can do to boost my career is like there's no data, and this is where the actual idea came from, because we were just like wandering in the dark, and then we started. You can go to how it started.
Yeah, this we just got fed up with throwing money into advertising without knowing how this actually influenced his career, and that's why we started first with a simple measuring website for DJs, where we're just counting how many followers DJs had across different channels, and then we slowly evolved into a full-scale analytics platform.
But it started, it really started from the my management. This was the idea.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, we're actually solving our own pains.
Just let me tell you this. Basically, it's all about in the music. It's all about what this A&R says, what this booking agent says. What about that? And it's kind of it went through my nerves. You know, it's like we need actually solid data that actually proves something. It's not just like he thinks, he says that, and that's like it is a part of the business. But you know, that data is more reliable than what someone else is thinking. You know.
Okay, so Daniel's asking, how can a newcomer who can also be, which can be also an artist starting from with a new project, start from zero, can use the platform to engage with a potential account? So yeah, every beginning is hard, but you have to start somewhere. So at first, of course, you're gonna have a pre-empty dashboard, but then when you score a first release, just make sure to push it as much as you can, and hopefully you're gonna get charted. And as soon as you're gonna get charted, this is gonna be visible in your Vibrate profile. And as you pitch your next track, you can send a snapshot of your Vibrate profile, or you can ask the label to check you out on Vibrate. And so if they're gonna see that you actually got the tracks charted and you have good social metrics, they might sign you. And of course, labels know that not anyone has millions of followers, but sometimes a trend is what it's all about. So if they see that you're a trending artist, so you're gaining popularity, they're gonna take you because this is the sweet spot. So labels and management and talent agencies, they're looking for artists who are on the rise before others pick them. They have to get their hands on them and evolve their career.
And as well, this thing, as you as a young artist, you should like, how do you compare yourself to others? So basically, you can go to Vibrate and you have one place where you can check all the data. You know, you can always see like where is this DJ or artist, a singer doing really well. So you can check in one place. Spotify, Beatport, all the social medias, YouTube, blah blah blah. It's really easy. So you can actually compare, and most of the things that are really important in music business on Vibrate. It's that simple. Obviously, there are other things that we will complement. We're going to put inside of the Vibrate in the later stages. But for now, this is what matters. And if you see your favorite artist where he's performing well, then you should focus on that. That's simple.
Yeah. Okay, so I got another reminder. Again, everyone who's going to register a free trial account is going into the draw where we're going to pick one lucky winner for his music production masterclass. And we're gonna, so you have to sign up until the 2nd of March, and then we're gonna pick the winner. So the next question, would it be fair to say that as a label, you need a certain traction already before Vibrate can give a certain return on investment? Our small label needs about 6+ months to gather €100 in royalties, meaning the investment at the moment would outweigh the return. Any success stories from bedroom labels to share? So yeah, you can start with just having a free profile on Vibrate. So you'll be able to check yourself, your own stats, and then you can start with an essential account, which is our cheapest account. I can again share the screen now. I'll show it to you. So you can go to pricing. So we have a free account. You can start with this, and then it's, like I said, it's a Netflix subscription, and with the code UMEK30, it's additional 30 off. But we see this as an investment. So of course we know that there's a struggle. There's not enough money in recorded music for smaller labels. But if we can improve your chances of succeeding, I think that this is just investment, like paying for your laptop or your office space, but much less money. I have a question. Other users who do have premium features can see my statistics if I am in the system. Yes, exactly. They can see your stats. So I have to point out that everything that we process here is accessible to the general public. So we tap into public data. So we don't have any special data streams or any kind of sensitive personal information. So if they want to check you out, they can check you out at the service directly. But if they go to Vibrate, we have the data aggregated in one place, processed, and just displayed in a way that makes it easier to read. So yeah, they can check your profile, you can check other profiles, and this is how it's done. So how does Beatport calculate their charts, the position of each track? I guess it's a media of sales. Well, it's we don't know.
We don't
the
know for
exact
sure.
formula, but I would say the number of sales. It's just as simple
The
as
numbers
that.
of cells, and there's an algorithm, probably how fast you go to the chart, how long do you stay, and then it just like fades away the cells through time and stuff like that, I guess. But we don't know that.
Okay, Ken is asking, what do you recommend for a new independent artist launching on Beatport in terms of marketing? Single and once the artist gets a catalog going. So what would you recommend in terms of marketing? Put your stuff on online. It's
Yeah,
easy, it's easier than it used to be, right?
It is. You just put it on online, and then obviously it depends on you how much you're going to invest first time, and then money, and then obviously this how much you're going to be seen. That's that simple. But I am almost 45 years old. I am a little bit more romantic than I should be, and I think that the good track will always find a way, and then that definitely will result in a good data on our page.
But how did you do it back in the old days when there was the
It's
pre-internet
mouth
era?
to mouth. So basically, like these days, I'll be a little bit sarcastic. Yeah, please have that in mind. So basically, if you're a good-looking female or a female DJ and you're camera friendly and everything, you can be star over, let's say 6 months to 1 year. Very, very simple. You don't even need to have your tracks as long as you have a crowd and following. Back in the days, it was completely different. You had to release records. The records were on the shelves on the record stores, and DJs were buying it. And if you were played, you got gigs. And actually, you got gigs. You got a invitation to the clubs, and then you had to be a good DJ. Obviously, even with an amazing production, you can't be first class DJ. But the music opened the door for you to play good big clubs or good clubs and the festivals, and it was like that. So no social media. It was good.
Was it easier or was it harder? Because now we
Harder.
have bigger competition.
No. You said, yeah, but still, the quality is just you can serve quality quite fast. Like imagine releasing tracks on the vinyl, like on the vinyl only. So the procedure to actually make a track, to buy the equipment not in the box, and then make it, and then send it to the label with the cassettes, and then waiting for the answer on the fax machine, and then mastering, and then releasing. So it was like it took like half a year to a year to release a record. So that was the time that you actually got your first record out, and you needed 20, 30 records, I don't know, to get a recognition. So it took years compared to today. If you're smart and if you have, let's say, rich parents to borrow the money for social media and promotion, it's I think it's easier. I really do think it's easier. The quality will kind of come out of this mess these days.
So how did you get your vinyls? You were taking a bus to Austria, right?
Yeah, no, not to Austria, to Germany. We were driving like 5 hours with a shopping bus, to buy records, because there was no record shops around here. So yeah, imagine the struggle compared to today when you just like order it online and just like buy the tracks on Bitport, download it in half a day. Later you play those tracks. It is. But all in all, it was what it was. It was special. So yeah.
Okay, so for the premium users, can they see other label stats, other
Yes,
artists?
yes.
There's you can see everything that we just showed you. Okay, Zafar is asking, there are sites like BeatStats who provide similar information. I can see your interface is much better. Thank you. Apart from that, what is your proposed additional value to the subscribers? So as you said, the interface, of course, we put a lot of effort into making the information as user-friendly as possible, because no one actually likes a bunch of numbers on one place. So compared to BitStats, we process data in a different way. We process the data in a different way. We have a more comprehensive and a wider spectrum of data. So if you combine all our metrics, not just Beatport, you can get a much better insight.
Yeah, and exactly this. This is a question which is concerning all about Beatport. We have all these other stuff. So what Beatport counts for 5% of what we do? Vasya? Or not even that, probably.
Yeah, probably not.
So basically, we are talking about Bitport today because I am artist, very influenced, connected with Bitport. Bitport is very important for me, but it's just a part of it. Just check all the other features that BitStats doesn't have it.
Okay. For the label charts, can you see the list by time, for example, the last 3 or 6 months, or is it an all-time chart? Yeah, we do have, for certain entities and for certain metrics, we have different time frames. So you can see all-time, you can see monthly stats, you can even see weekly stats, because this is, you need different time periods for different decisions. So if you want to check trends, then weekly, monthly charts are definitely the way to go. Okay, what advice would you give for an artist who has recently switched genres and started a new alias? Would you mention your previous artists' names to labels, or behave as you are completely new to the music scene?
It depends.
You have a couple of monikers.
Yeah, I have aliases. Okay, let me tell you, this is a cool question for me. So basically, me jumping from the techno and coming back, this was a mistake. The mistake that I would do all over again, because I'm a curious person. But like looking business-wise, I would not recommend that. But heart and the mind goes where it goes. You can help nothing. But if you're into techno, it would be really cool to cover all your tracks, from previous alias, because techno is very strict, and once you fuck up, the community doesn't forgive you that easy. That's my advice. And it's super heavy. So cover your tracks if you can. As well, it's going to be even more mystique. It depends. Yeah, it depends. If you're from other genre, then depends how they look on you changing the stuff. But like me and myself, you're able to produce good quality tracks in the different styles. It would mean to me that you are a good producer. You have knowledge that a lot of other people do have. And that would be actually a recognition from my side. But techno is something else. So be careful.
Yeah, but in terms of having different aliases, I would definitely tell the
use
label.
Different aliases, yes.
I would definitely tell the label that you have different aliases, especially if they're very successful, because they know that you have skills. You have the skills. You have the network. Because of course you're gonna use the network from all your aliases to put in the track. But it's from a marketing and management perspective, it's like managing. It's almost like managing an entire new artist. So you have to start from scratch, and it can be a hard job. So yeah. A very simple question: what's the best way to use the data to increase sales? So we don't have a magic wand.
No.
We cannot guarantee if you're going to use our service that you're going to sell millions of tracks, but how you can improve your chances of succeeding. Let's say you're a small artist, so you don't intend to release tracks on big labels because you know that for now you're not interesting for them. So you can check our label database and look for smaller labels, but then you can check their stats. So if a smaller label still has a lot of releases on charts, which means that they generate sales, they make sure that you're exposed, and then your track is out there, then you can select a number of those labels and pitch them your track. So it's going to make your life easier. The whole process is going to be much more streamlined than just Googling for labels.
And as well, there are many underrated labels. You just have to find it, searching through the data. And another advice that I would tell you is like how you can improve. It's very simple. Actually, you go through your channels and you see where you lack success. And if you boost that success of those channels, I can guarantee your sales will go up. Simple, isn't it? Then put it into the practice. That's a different story. But yeah, it all starts like that. It all starts like that.
Okay, do you think DJ streaming is something for pro DJs for the future? Because for a label, I guess, is a lost for having less downloads. Oh yeah, so you mean the switch from buying tracks to paying for what's Bitport League?
Yeah, but okay, I can.
It's not going to be for free.
It's not going to be for free, and it's the future. It's that simple. Like, why would you own anything? You know, well, me as an artist, I always look into the future, and I kind of see it's all about a sharing. Like people already today, they don't want to share. They don't want to own a digital copy of the track on the disc. It's kind of a nonsense if you ask me. You're just using, I know that MP3 doesn't take much of space, but still many of them, they take space on a hard disk. Like why would you do that? Like in the future, like why would we have hard disks, you know? So basically streams, link, just that's it, you know. You just play the track when you need it. Why would you own a digital copy? Like I understand you would you own a vinyl, and that's completely a different story, but like let's be honest, why would you have a copy of your track? Like for me as an artist, it would be important the track would be played in the clubs, and I would actually get recognized by the fingerprints of the I don't know, let's say of Shazam or something else, and then I would get paid fair for my track being played in the club. That's all I need in the future. But like I want to have a guarantee, so if my track is going to be played, that the worldwide net is going to track that, and I'm going to be paid for that. That's how I see it.
Okay, so Daniel's asking, can you use this platform to know the artists to pitch your music, sending promos? So yeah, of course you can use it. I mean, sending you can send your tracks to labels or to artists, so you have both databases. You can use the platform to look for artists, so you can filter them by the genre, because of course if you produce techno, you're not going to pitch rock labels, and you can then filter them by different metrics that we have. And again, you can streamline your process. You don't spam 50,000 labels. You can streamline it. You can boil it down to labels that you think are appropriate for your style and for your size. So for if you're a huge artist, then you shouldn't have a problem. But if you're a small artist, then maybe don't start at the top of the chart. Maybe scroll down and check for upcoming for rising labels. Yeah. Okay. Do we get the labels A&R contact details to the platform to send them demos? No, we don't have that. So, like I said, we try to stay away from sensitive and personal information, but it's pretty easy to find us. So you can look for labels on Vibrate with the help of our filters and our stats, and then just write down the names of the labels that you like, and then you can Google them and check their websites and check for A&R contact. I'm sure they all have it online. So yeah, this was the last question. Thank you everyone for participating. Do register a free trial account, so 15 days, no strings attached. And if you decide to become our client, use the code UMEK30, valid until this midnight. And yeah, until next time.
Have fun. Ciao.
Bye.